All right, welcome in everybody to the Players Only podcast. To get this week going, I am Vince and I am here with Austin. What should we start off with today? Sports?
Ooh, yeah, let's start with sports. I actually got quite a bit
So,
today.
breaking just today, DeAndre Hopkins has signed with the
Yeah,
Titans. I will
yeah,
definitely not be picking him in fantasy because I was the guy that fucked up years ago taking
yep.
Julio, who is old too. Um, End of the day, I don't think this is a very good signing for D Hop. I think honestly, even New England would have been better. Um, I mean, unless you're gonna sit here and tell me, Will Levis is the answer or something. Um,
No,
I,
no,
I was just checking.
no. I'm still on that. Will Levis is a bust trade. I do agree. It's not a good spot for him, but I think he is better equipped to handle this team versus Julio Jones, who is just an injury-prone disaster. When he's healthy, he's good, but when he's not, and he's more often not, he's a disaster. While D Hop, he's D Hop, man. He'll make his plays, he'll make his moves, but when it's Ryan Tannehill for maybe 3 weeks, and then it's right on to Will Levis, and then whoever down the line, it's going to be a disaster for the next 2 years. So I don't agree that he should go to New England either. I'm still not a believer in what the Patriots are doing right now. Honestly, I can't tell you what they're doing too much right now. It just doesn't make sense, some of the moves that they have done. Um, but I don't think they'll be contenders for another 2 years, if anything. So, and that really wouldn't work with a vet like D Hop. Got to save that cap space. So, um, honestly, though, I don't know where I would have preferred him to go because of that age is the factor, and anywhere that he would probably be good for is all cap strapped. So there is that problem.
But
So
I don't know. That's the thing. You'd rather make a little extra money than get
yeah,
a ring. I
yeah.
don't know.
So
I want a
it's
ring,
like
but
10 mil a year, I think he's at. So for the next two ish. So yeah, going with the maybe going with the ego a little bit with D Hop. You already know where I'm going with this. LeBron James this past week at the ESPYS, he made sure to make a little speech where he says, "Lucky for you guys, I am not retiring." You already know my thoughts, obviously. What about you? What did you think when you saw it? When you heard what he said versus that he's not retiring,
oh yeah,
obviously for the next probably year or so.
oh yeah. I mean, I was relieved because I still want to watch him. I still want to see him play.
Sure,
Um, and yeah, I mean, it'll be a rough day when he leaves. He because the comparisons with Jordan and whatever other
mm-hmm.
drama and all he can do on the floor. It'll be a tough day
Yeah,
when he leaves. Um, no, and he
sure.
seems like he was still real interested, and he's not just out there for a paycheck. So I
Yep.
was happy with it.
I That, and plus, I mean, his eye on the prize, right? He's already made all the money that he could ever want to make from the NBA, right? He makes more,
Yeah.
yeah, he makes more out of the NBA than he does actually playing at this point. But his main goal is he wants to play with his son, right? Wherever his son goes is where he's gonna go. So that's the main takeaway from that. So I didn't think he was gonna retire anyway. He'd at least give this the last run because Bronny, he gets drafted next year, right? The next year's draft, I think.
I think you're right.
Yeah. So if LeBron has an awful season, then more than likely he might be done. But at least the Lakers got him for one more, and I think this is his last year on the contract anyway. So because he wanted to set that up perfectly for the Bronny switch.
Yep.
Um,
And yeah, you're right. So he's at USC this year, so that he can go. He'll be
yeah.
draft eligible after this winter. Yep.
Yep. So
Probably
yeah,
for the
that works
rest
out
of the
perfectly
season.
contract wise.
Yep.
So, and then I think they even said, at least right as of right now, Bronny's not even going to be like top 10-ish. He's middle to late as of right now for the first round. Some people are saying though, would it be worth it to reach a little bit for Bronny, just knowing that you're going to get LeBron James on your team, and potentially probably for cheaper, because he's going to want to make sure his son is taken care of with a team around him too when he's gone. Uh, what do you think a team would reach that far for somebody like Bronny to have somebody like LeBron James on their team, or you think he's probably just going to go to middle to late?
Right. Like if they don't think he's top 10, he won't go top 10.
Mm-hmm.
But after that, a team could think about it at least
Sure.
for a good 1 year thing and see what happens in
Yeah,
the playoffs.
for
Especially
sure.
a team out in the
Yeah.
East, the weaker conference, I could see.
Yeah, I can see that. Kind of switching gears, going back to the NFL though. Quarterback was released on Netflix this past weekend. Now, it was 8 episodes, an hour each, so I'm only 2 into it. I didn't have a ton of time to watch all of it just yet, and honestly, there's a couple reasons I didn't keep watching so far. Have you seen too many clips, or have you kind of stayed away from most of it until you can fully watch it, or
So
where?
I haven't seen any of it. I've heard about it. I'm glad
Mhm.
they. I'm glad the way they put Kirk Cousins in the light they did.
Yep.
Um, I see a lot of people talking about his statistics, and then they go, "Oh,
Yep.
Kirk actually isn't that bad," even though every single day he gets trashed, by
Yep.
the national media because no one watches the Vikings games. So,
Yep. So my main takeaways, and it's four really easy ones. Like Patrick Mahomes, he could easily be the GOAT, right? If he keeps going the way he's going, there'll be real talk Tom Brady or Mahomes, right? And they actually gave even some like science breakdowns of why he can throw and do things the way he does, and that was actually pretty interesting. That we can get into at a later time. Um, but and you know I'm a huge Patrick Mahomes guy. I've been rooting for him since he was a rookie. Motherfucker, it was so annoying, man. His voice kind of gets you after a little bit, but it's just like, oh,
yeah.
I'm just like that. I'm like that. I'm like that, dude. That was like half the documentary I've watched so far. Is him saying that over and over, and when he's not on screen, his wife is, for literally the most pointless reasons. They're like getting ready for game day against the Bills. Oh yeah, Josh Allen, he's nuts. He's a threat to be trifled with. And all of a sudden, they cut to it, Patrick Mahomes' wife walking down the driveway. Hola, is so pointless. Or he makes a throw. Oh wow, that was such a great throw. She's so pointless in the damn thing, and so annoying. It's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
uh, Kirk Cousins, though, you can't love him anymore. They just paint him in such a good light throughout the entire way. He's so humble. He has a secret room where he hides all of his stuff, but it's his room to show off his stuff at the same time. Like, he embraces his accomplishments, but it's like, hey, when I'm home, I'm home. I'm with my family. But all he's thinking about is football. Literally, I believe it was week 2 or 3. He was making a play for KJ, but KJ was running a route that he isn't used to him running, and so he overshot him, and KJ had to dive for it and still missed it. For 2 weeks, that's all he thought about was that throw, because that throw would have changed up the game. Or even when like JJ, there's plenty of times, I don't know if you remember, that JJ just like gave up on routes last season, or he would run the wrong route. Right? He's still learning. He's still a rookie. But Kirk was like, "Hey, it's all good," and he would like talk with him like, "Hey, why didn't you do this? Or did you see something I didn't?" Right? It's like that kind of thing that you don't see from really any other quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Uh, so hey, obviously we're homers, but I mean, you can't not love Kirk Cousins watching it.
But some people here hate him
Oh, they just trash him.
and have from day one just because of the contract.
And
Like
they're
first
still
five
hating
six
on the
years ago.
contract. They're still hating on the contract though, and he's like one of the most underpaid quarterbacks in the league. Whatever. Marcus Mariota though almost makes me want to turn off the documentary. He's unwatchable. He's so boring. And it's like we know how it's going to end, right? I mean, we know how the other two end too, but it's like he's not very good, and they keep trying to play him off like, hey, he won the Heisman. He was really, really good in college. It just never clicked in the NFL. Well, it's still not clicking even documentary style. He's boring when he talks. It's all about the college days. It's like, all right, that's cool. I mean, granted, he did flash it a little bit at the beginning of the season, but then it was just downhill from there. The Atlanta's defense was awful, couldn't help him out, and then eventually, when you're older and you're not very good, you just get tired. So yeah, over 2 episodes in, and I just want to fast forward all of his stuff. So
Everyone says he's boring. Yeah, so
it's
they
all
didn't do
boring.
him right.
Oh. But overall, though, it's really, really cool. It's way too long. I feel like 8 episodes is overdoing it. Um, as much as I want a full episode on just the Bills game and the Colts comeback, 8 episodes is just too much. I was hoping if it was 8 episodes, it'd be like a half hour each, but it's a full hour. So it's a slog. I'll get through it eventually, but yeah.
Yeah.
But as far as sports news, that's all I really got. Unless you have anything else.
I mean, a little bit of news with Saquon Barkley. I mean, I think his situation is starting to get a little interesting.
Sure.
I'd be, if I was holding him in fantasy right now, I'd be a little worried. I'll put it that
Oh,
way.
I'd be worried. Yeah.
And tomorrow, a deal could get done right. By the time we're done, recording here, there could be breaking news. But
Sure.
yeah, I'm starting to get a little worried with his situation.
Did you see Eckler too? So even though they finished that deal, now apparently he's upset again about his contract.
Yeah.
Literally a week later.
Yeah.
So.
Still bitching.
Yeah. Which is weird because he's one of the top running back contracts, I believe, in the league right now, or he should be.
Yeah.
And I think they even bumped him up even more now. So I don't think he realizes kind of the market he's in currently, unfortunately.
Right.
So, and then I did see the Vikings too offered Dalvin Cook another contract.
Really?
Yeah, $7 million a year apparently, guaranteed.
And he said no.
As of right now, yes, because I think he's looking for 20.
Over how many years? 3?
I don't know.
4?
All I heard was
Here,
his
20.
magic number was 20. So yeah, the running back situation has been really interesting this year, but and I think it's going to be kind of going forward. It's a running league right now. I want to tell somebody splashes like Adrian Peterson in his rookie year. No running back's going to get a crazy contract anymore. I don't think.
Right.
Even Christian McCaffrey. So.
Yeah.
So.
Any other sports? We'll talk about
no. Oh yeah, and I'm sure I know specifically what you want to talk about gaming, but the precursor to that is Xbox won the Activision Blizzard case. Now there's still a little bit of pushback here and there by some people, specifically in the U.S. government. But I mean, this is sparking a full-on console war all over again. But there was some really big news that you're loving, and I'll let you take that away.
So, Microsoft once again proved that they are better than Nintendo. So with the Game Pass, you can play all the old Call of Duties now. I don't know what it's up to, like Advanced Warfare or something.
They're
Doesn't.
not out yet. They're not out yet because the deal's not 100% done, but they are coming to Game Pass. Yes.
Well, yeah. Regardless, when they come, the servers are going to be fixed. If you remember on the podcast a few weeks ago, I was bitching because the Activision shut down the like old Call of Duty mods, the SM2 mod specifically, because people want to be able to play basically the old guns maps without hackers, and modders and all that. So
Yep.
that was a big win, when they do come to Game Pass, because my understanding again is that the servers will be fixed. So
Yep.
there's not going to be modders, hackers. I told you I downloaded Modern Warfare 2 on Steam, I don't know, 6 months ago, 7 months ago. Got in a match with someone, killed him, got booted off, and then on my web browser I had 100 pages of adult film, we'll call it. And obviously it's by that guy. And that to me is just unexcusable with the
Yep.
money they have. But again, they're getting it fixed. This is something Nintendo would never do in a million years, with
Hmm.
their older games, and they prove that again and again every day. So no, I'm very happy, uh, that this has come. I'm not really in the Call of Duty mood right now, so it's not like I'm gonna be rushing to Game Pass to get it and be
Yeah.
playing this. But I know that itch will come again someday.
Oh
I'll be
yeah.
on there. I'll be on
Uh,
there, back on the old stomping grounds, and hopefully we can play some Black Ops 2 Zombies because I haven't played those to death. So
mhm.
yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely. As soon as those hit Game Pass, I will be hitting you up right away. I have the Call of Duty itch. I've had it for about a month or so, but I'm willing to wait, and whatever for the Game Pass stuff, but then also for whenever the new one gets talked about and released. Apparently, we are supposed to get here some stuff for the new one here shortly here. I believe in the next week or two. So that'll be interesting. And yeah, but otherwise for gaming, it's been pretty quiet unless you have anything else.
Um, I don't know. I mean, it was just that. It was just great,
Yeah.
great feeling, great news to hear.
Yep.
Finally be able to play those games without modders, hackers.
Yeah.
Um, yeah.
Well, then switching gears straight to headlines now. I'm not gonna lie, I have a few topics. So if you have something, we'll get into that first.
Uh, any of your topics related to the crypto news?
No.
So, you heard about FTX and Sam Bankman-Fried and how
Hmm.
the books there were skewed. That also happened at
Oh.
another, well, two other crypto apps, crypto exchanges, Celsius and Voyager. But Celsius was specifically in the news because there was like a arrest warrant put out for Minshinsky. I can't really say his last name. Alex Minshinsky. He again was the CEO. He did AMAs, again where he
Hmm.
would like answer questions for the people that use the exchange, and basically he was lying, just like where these funds were coming from, what they were doing, and there were people behind the, like lower than him, like, hey, we need to edit this, you need to not
Yeah.
be saying these certain things, but he just blew it off, didn't care. So he's getting
Yeah.
arrested now. I feel like it's not getting the media coverage of SBF just because he was so popular. Celsius and Voyager, they didn't have like Tom Brady and Steph Curry and the Warriors and people like that advertising for him, and even the Heat, or their stadium was named after FTX.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, they weren't as flashy, they weren't as big, so that's why it's not being talked about. But just a shady, basically.
Yep.
Uh, I'm sure Voyager, that previous CEO, because of some of the claims he made, he'll be next to get canned. Um, Also with crypto, I'm trying to think. The SEC. I'm not a big XRP fan. For the people
Mm.
watching that are, that's fine. Um, Whether you like XRP, that crypto or not, them winning their case with the SEC ruling that XRP is not a security is huge,
Yeah.
for all crypto. Uh, and 2025, dude, I am so excited for 2025. Like, it's gonna be nuts. Now again, there is a little bit of a bounce in the market, so things have kind of gone up a little bit. I would advise
Yep.
people, not that I want to be a financial advisor or anything on here, but I would wait a couple months because bad news will come. It's not going
Hmm.
to go up in forever for 2 years. Bad news will come, so I would wait to buy more crypto. That's what I'm doing.
Yep.
But things are looking good. So
We need to talk.
those were the
We need to
two.
talk.
Those were the two like crypto things
Yeah.
that I can think of. I mean, the BlackRock ETF. That keeps getting talked about, and like I
Yep.
feel like they've been talking about creating that ETF for like over 2 years. So
Hmm.
yeah.
For sure. So where I will start is one of the things that I feel like you'll find this most interesting. So the SAG actors and writers are in full strike, right? Everybody's heard about it. I'm sure you've seen a million TikToks about it. But what I found interesting is why, right? Obviously, it's the contract situation that's up. So initially, it was the writers, right? The big thing with the writers was, hey, we need to get paid more, but then also at the same time, we don't want AI to take our jobs. Now, the actors are kind of in this similar situation as well. I have learned though, there's been a little bit of a misconnection between normal people and actors, right? You have the one top 1% of the actors as well that are making the millions and millions. But then you have like the side actors and whatever that, in all reality, aren't actually making as much as a lot of us think they are. They're making only like a couple grand for a month worth of work and stuff like that. So they say we want to be paid a little bit more. But where this gets interesting is actually a lot of the executives want to make it so the side actors or even extras, they get a 3D model or AI model of these people and can use it in any of their projects in perpetuity with no extra pay being paid out to these actors. They get one-time payment and that is it. Um, and so obviously the actors are pissed. They don't want that to happen. Honestly, I don't understand why the executives would even say that because that's just really stupid. Why would they want to miss out on more money?
Mm-hmm.
So overall, it's just stupid. But the key here is one of the bigger executives said, "Hey, we don't mind waiting. We will wait to do this contract negotiations and stuff. We will wait until the writers start losing houses because then they'll be more desperate to make a deal." I was like, "You piece of shit." So it's full drama. If you're looking for any kind of drama that isn't political, just look towards the SAG stuff because honestly, I could probably go on for an hour. Disney's executives are getting in trouble for things they're saying. Disney in general is big time getting in trouble for some stuff. Netflix actually, one of the interesting things is Black Mirror. I don't know if you've heard of it, Vince, but it's really, really cool concept show. It's like how technology can get humans in trouble in the future. It's like individual stories. It's super, makes you think, right? One of the newer episodes that they literally just released a couple weeks ago was literally about AI and using an AI model because Salma Hayek was one of the actresses. Turns out she wasn't actually in it. It was an AI model of her throughout the entire episode. Just people didn't realize it. AI is here.
Yeah.
People are already getting tricked by it. A big trend now on TikTok is people are using their selfies and it's making headshots of them. And it's
I saw
super
that.
realistic. There
Yeah.
was one today. I did not know it was an AI photo at all. I thought it was her. So,
Hmm.
hey, AI is getting literally better and better every single day. So, buckle
Yeah.
up. I mean, you saw what I was playing with earlier this week, and some of them were really, really cool as far as promos and pictures and stuff for the podcast in the future. So, and some of them not so good, but I won't share with you. But AI is just getting better and better every single day, and so we something definitely keep an eye out and hold on tight. It's gonna be a bumpy ride. Um, the other thing, I was actually kind of surprised this wasn't one of the topics that you had brought up, but Twitter making payments to the bigger creators on the platform, basically to promote and also to stay on the platform. I know, like it was Elon's big tweets or whatever, or Elon tweet alert. He got like $169,000 off those payments, and like Mr. Beast got like 20 grand. And it got spread out. Even some of the lesser known creators got a couple grand as well. It was really only like three, I think, guidelines to get some payments. It was like you had to pay for Twitter Blue, you had to have like over 1 million mentions or something like that, and then I feel like there was something else, or you had to be connected to a company of some kind. And
Oh.
then yeah, so everybody got paid off of that. That was making the rounds a little bit. I know Mr. Beast is actually just giving away his payment, probably just look as PC and as like hands off as possible, just because Threads obviously is getting a little bit bigger here and there. I know they've had a couple problems pop up here too, but it's really interesting because Twitter's also being evicted from a lot of its places where the company is stationed at. They're also being sued, and they're suing, but then they're also just handing out $5 million worth of payment. So yeah, it's interesting. So, any thoughts as far as to the Twitter part? And I guess I didn't even ask you your thoughts on the SAG stuff too. So
Yeah. I guess the Twitter. I do kind of wonder where the money's coming from because like
yeah,
if you're not posting videos, and getting advertisements, just because I tweeted and I get enough likes and stuff.
yeah,
Um, but yeah, I mean, if they can find a way to keep people, paid there, yeah, it'll be a big upgrade.
mm-hmm.
Um, one of the Tate brothers, I can't, or the
Oh,
younger
I did
one,
see that.
yeah, he talked about basically adding like a Instagram to Twitter, where
Yep.
place people can post photos and I guess monetize it somehow there. In the
Andrew Tate
audience.
did actually get paid as well. And he's giving it directly to his fund, apparently.
Good.
Yeah, I think he got like 10 grand or something like that.
I watched the beginning of his latest interview with Tucker Carlson, Andrew Tate, um, and an interesting thing he explained was, so he's being charged or being investigated for human trafficking, but
Yep.
it's not like our definition of human trafficking. It's like the Romanian definition, which is just like forcing a man or woman to do anything against their will. And in this
Hmm.
case, it's I guess it's forcing girls to post TikToks about him or whatever, and then collecting the TikTok money from him. Um, so
It's all
it
about
is
TikTok and not OnlyFans.
none about OnlyFans.
Oh, really? I thought that was the
And
whole situation.
no,
Oh,
and
weird.
all he explained, all these girls have said no, he didn't make us do this,
Hmm.
but they don't take his word because they think that they could be lying because Tate and whoever else could be threatening them with their lives somehow.
Yeah. Interesting.
So
it's kind of yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how much longer it's gonna go again when none of the supposed victims are claiming to do anything.
It's the Matrix. How long till the Matrix figures out a way?
I mean, it is crazy again. The end of last year, how he's like,
Yep.
First they'll try to silence you, then they'll try to throw you in jail. It is, and then look at what happened. Like he was saying that before.
Yep. I did think it's funny too. Like when he did go to jail and prison or whatever, it was like right before Christmas or after Christmas. I forget exactly. And I texted you about it because it was all of a sudden I got alerts going all crazy on my phone. And you're like, he's already out. I can't even find anything that's like singling us out. Because it was just so much crazy misinformation and stuff like that too about why he was arrested, when, what exactly happened, because it did look like he was out and in like 3 separate times over that week period. And then also whoever was running the Twitter account was kind of being dumb about whatever they were saying too. Yeah. So it was kind of funny how long it was that we actually got an official charge, and whatever too. So it's all fishy.
And again, I don't get why they say human trafficking, and then it's like such a dumb.
Yeah.
There is no. Yeah, none of it that was hard. There's no selling humans, basically. Mm-hmm. It's just supposedly forcing some girls to make TikToks and then taking the money.
Right.
But I got another piece of news actually. Last night on YouTube, interview with the singer from Disturbed. I don't know, growing up, if you ever listened to Disturbed or like them. I was a big fan actually back in the day. Now I'll listen to some like when I'm working out. The singer there has a tumor in like his wrist.
Jesus.
So at the time of that interview, you still need to get looked at. I don't know what the current update is, but that was kind of weird. The rest of the interview sucks, by the way. It was with an opera singer, and all they talked about was singing. Like, he needs to come on here, and it'll be a real interview. Like, let's talk about your history. Hey, for a little bit there, you were doing another band. What was up with that? It'd be a much better interview here than, oh, how do you sing this song? Oh, I don't care.
Yeah.
you gotta be a singer to understand it, really.
Right.
And, like he was talking about other things with like his throat and esophagus and stuff, and I don't know. He's not a doctor. I could tell.
Right. So it's actually kind of funny that you brought up Tucker Carlson, because this next story is a wild one, and it definitely involves Tucker Carlson. Buckle up. So the insurrection happened a few years back, right? Now, we're not going too political on this, so you don't have to get all worried about this at all. But there was a protester down there the day before the insurrection happened, right? He was arguing with some big YouTuber. I forget exactly what his name was. But it was back and forth. He was encouraging, hey, all Trump supporters, we need to raid the Capitol and yada, yada, yada. And it was turned into this big thing, right? The next day, during the insurrection, he was also there. And it was, still riling everybody up. He was kind of almost like a leader-ish type of thing. He did like an interview with the news and so on, right? Yeah. When the raid actually happened, he wasn't there, right? They couldn't find him in the Capitol at all. Later he said, oh, it just looked like the Capitol was open to the public, type of thing. all this stuff was coming out, and then the FBI put him on the page, right, of all the insurrectionists, like, hey, we want to interview him, we want to figure out what was going on, blah blah blah. He eventually got interviewed. Good old Tucker Carlson, back when obviously he was still in with Fox News and so on, said that he is a secret agent with either the CIA or the FBI, trying to rile up Trump supporters to make them break the law. He kept going on and on with this, right? And then Fox News just kind of ran with it. Other hosts also ran with it, to the point where this man had to appear in front of Congress and say basically to everybody and everybody on C-SPAN that he is in no way affiliated with the CIA or the federal government in any way since he has gotten out of the Marines. And now, of course, with Tucker Carlson gone, he is actually suing for defamation to Fox News, and probably soon here too, Tucker Carlson, because he had to give up his $5 million like ranch and go live somewhere else because he's getting death threats galore from both sides, because the Trump people are saying, hey, you secret agent, why are you trying to get me in jail? And and then the other side is like, why are you still a Trump supporter when you're a CIA agent, and blah blah blah. So it's an absolute disaster. I think it's hilarious, but literally Tucker Carlson like ruined this dude's life forever. All of it, but I mean he's gonna get a pretty good payout too, so he'll be fine at the end of the day. But it is an absolute disaster. I heard about this today. Apparently, it's been going on for months, and yeah, it's nuts.
He was interviewing people, whatever the term would be, Republican nominees. Recently,
Oh,
I
okay.
was getting clips. Some kind of meeting, summit, some kind of public meeting too. So it's kind of weird. Yeah, of all the people to be picked to interview these people in front of a crowd, they picked him because
Yep.
you never really know with Tucker.
Yep.
And again, it was live, so you can't really edit it. I will say though, the guy on the Republican side that stood out, and people are talking about more, is that Indian guy, Vivek or Vic.
Okay. I haven't looked too much into the candidates.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
just some. I get some of his clips sometimes, and he sounded the most authentic. I thought. I even saw a Twitter poll, like yesterday, and yeah, it was like, these nominees, who do you like the most, and he was first by far, even over DeSantis.
Oh, wow.
So
That's big.
making waves. Yeah, we'll see what happens.
Right. Yeah, we'll see. I haven't even seen the Democratic side, or if anybody's even going to run against Biden, who's old as fuck, and everything like
I
that.
only get the RFK clips.
Oh,
I don't know, right?
I forgot about
it's
him.
not really clear if anyone else is running or what they're doing.
Is he Democrat? I thought he was Republican.
No, he's Democrat.
Okay. Huh. Crazy world, I guess.
Yeah.
But as far as headline stuff goes, that was the main stuff. I mean, there was another big one, and it's depressing as hell. We don't need to necessarily talk about it. And whatever. So otherwise, those are the main ones, and the more interesting ones at the very least. So.
Yeah. But now you got to say it. Now that you brought it up.
Well, it was the ship that capsized off the coast. It was like it came from Greece. It was only supposed to hold like 65 people. There was 750 people in it. They obviously ran out of food and water right away. The Coast Guard got alerted to it. Then they checked on the boat like 3 different times, and they knew that something was wrong, to the point they even knew that there was too many people on board, and it was rocking like crazy because too much weight. And then eventually it capsized and almost everybody died, except for like 100 people. All the kids died. It was an absolute disaster. But yeah, I think there's only 100 survivors out of almost 800 people. So yeah,
Once
it is
again,
absolutely nuts.
not being safe.
Yeah, not being safe. I mean, it's people trying to escape from refugee, and you're trying to do whatever you can to keep your family safe, but at the same time, it's a lot. And there's other ways to do it. But then also at the same time, the Coast Guard had 4 different times to try to save this boat, and they didn't even try. So it's everybody's fault at that point. So unfortunately, it made it so a lot of kids died that were just trying to be safe and make it home, or well, try to go somewhere to be safe to make a home. So unfortunately, all these things happen a little too often recently, and we just gotta kind of deal with it. So
Yeah,
yeah.
I guess wrap it up after that depressing news.
Told you.
uh, check out if you watch this to the end. Check out the other videos, the other podcasts.
Yep.
This week, don't want to jinx myself again, but I believe it'll be a full week. We'll have a fantasy football video, career chronicles, another Walmart interview, and then food challenge at the end of the week.
Mm-hmm.
And again, obviously check out Austin's channel here. He's
some.
already got his videos done for the week.
Plenty left.
Look at that.
I still got to film some of the bigger ones, and then I have a couple bits I want to do. As far as like clips and stuff, most of them you've already posted and stuff and whatnot on TikTok and so on. But I definitely have some interesting ones coming through. If you guys wouldn't mind, watch the LeBron James short over and over, so that goes up, because that'll really make Vince mad, because he loves himself LeBron James. And yeah, we'll keep going from there and keep posting this stuff once a week and keep knocking it out. So
There you go.